Number 3 is I forgot my position. This usually refers to piano students, but it's any instrument. It refers to fingering. It refers to usually the note right out of the gate, the first note of the tune. They forgot a fingering. They forgot where their hands were supposed to go. In regards to young children taking piano lessons, typically they start off in what we call a position. It's usually a C position or a G position or an F position. And what that means is they're playing the same 5 notes in each hand, just an octave apart from one another, which is essentially the same note. So if you're in a C position, C, D, E, F, G, C, D, E, F, G, just an octave apart. And their hands don't move, so they're used to playing in one particular position. Eventually, they're going to be moving all over the keyboard. And, you know, that comes with time, and they learn how to adjust as we go through. But sometimes they'll say, I forgot my position, and I couldn't play my song. Well, if they don't know where their hands are supposed to go, they're going to play the wrong notes, which means they're going to be practicing incorrectly, which is a waste of time. However, in my experience, this is obviously not always the case, but in my experience, what I have found is when they say that I forgot my position and I couldn't practice, that usually means that they gave up a little too soon. We're not saying that you're going to be able to go, boom, tra-la-la-la-la. It's not going to happen like that. You have to look, what is the note? Sometimes that takes a minute. If you're just starting out, you're a beginner, or even if you're not a beginner and it's a note you don't see very often, sometimes it takes a second to figure out what the note is, figure out what finger's supposed to be on that note, and figure out where that is on the keyboard. Nobody said it was easy. It takes maybe like a few minutes to figure out the position. And the parents have to trust that if we, the teacher, were at the lesson, that means we went over what they practiced the week before, we fixed whatever needed to be fixed, we introduced a new piece or a new exercise, we taught them how to do it correctly, and we made sure that they could do it on their own before we left the lesson. And you have to trust that that happened. And if they were able to do it, then they can do it again during the week. It's usually the first day after the lesson they're a little bit apprehensive because they really do depend on the teacher to guide them through the piece. But if they really try that first day, then usually we'll have a golden practice week after that. That first day really depends on the first day, how the rest of the week will go. So if they try really hard and they don't give up, I bet you they can get it. I know that they can. And here's the other thing. I say this all the time. My students know this. So for all of you, whether I'm your teacher or not, if you are really struggling and you're being honest with yourself and you tried hard and you're still stuck, call us. I have students calling me all the time. My teenage students, they'll text me a picture of their music and they'll say, Kate, I'm stuck. What do I do? Help me. And you know what? Sometimes I'm like right down the street from your house. I could stop by for a few minutes if I have time. You know, if you text me or you call me, and usually I'm running around all over the place, but most people know that even if I don't get right back to you, I will get back to you at some point when I have time to sit and breathe and review my messages. I will take time out to make sure that you know what you're doing, because we don't want to waste a week, right? Because then we come back the next week after the lesson, after you're supposed to practice the whole week, and they say, oh, I forgot my position, so I didn't practice. What? That's a waste of a week. You could have called me, and I could have helped you like that. So if you call us and we are free and able to help you, we will. That's kind of how this works, right? We kind of have a groove going where you can call us, and it's absolutely not an imposition, and it's not a bother. We welcome it. We want you to let us know how you're doing. And even if you're not having trouble, once in a while it's nice when you send us a video and just say, hey, I think my song sounds really great. What do you think? Or just say, I'm practicing and it sounds good and I'm happy about it. We want to hear the good stuff too, okay? So